Center. At the Multiple Myeloma Center of Excellence, experts create immunotherapies personalized to patients to attack cancer cells. More information at mountsinai.org/cancer.
I'm Sean Carlson, host of All Things Considered on WNYC. Every day, WNYC delivers unbiased reporting and conversations that strengthen our community. We're always here for you, bringing you the latest news and helping to make sense of what it all means. But we can only do it with the support of our listeners. You count on us, and we count on you. Please make a contribution now. Visit WNYC.org/donate or call 888-376-WNYC.
On the next All of It, adolescence has changed a lot in the past few decades, so we will speak with the authors of This Is So Awkward, Modern Puberty Explained. The book covers growth spurts, hookup culture, brain development, BO, and much more. Dr. Karen Ederson and Vanessa Kroll-Bennett join me to discuss and take your calls. I'm Allison Stewart. Join me for All of It, weekdays at noon on WNYC.
It's 6:51. Coming up on Morning Edition, the fast fashion company Shein faces accusations of environmental harm and theft of designs. It's been called an Amazon for affordable clothes, but is it? More on that next hour. 54 and mostly clear on this Friday at 6:51. Today, Friday the 13th, sunny and mid-60s for a high with a slight breeze. Then tomorrow morning, or actually tomorrow afternoon, we'll have to look for some rain. Cloudy and high in the mid-50s. Then on Sunday, we will have rain chances in the morning and then turning mostly sunny at a high of 60. Once again, mid-50s and mostly clear at 6:52.
I talked to the newest winner of the Nobel Prize about couple equity, the extent to which couples give one partner the big career and the other the lesser.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by C3 AI. C3 Generative AI provides ChatGPT enterprise search that is verifiable, secure, and accurate across all enterprise data. C3.ai. This is Enterprise AI.
I'm David Brancaccio. It has been an exciting few days for the winner of the Nobel Prize in Economics announced this week, but I was able to get Harvard's Claudia Goldin on the line during a quiet moment. Goldin revolutionized the study of how and why women are paid less and otherwise held back from the same career trajectories as men. Dr. Goldin, congratulations, and thanks for joining us.
I'm glad to be here.
Highly educated women who've gotten their way to the top now face, you find, the biggest gender wage gaps. I mean, why is that, even for the most successful women?
Right, because a gap is a difference. So that doesn't mean that they themselves aren't doing well. We're not shedding tears for the lawyer who works at a boutique law firm, but we're comparing her with an individual. The wage gap is large because disproportionately women sort of step back and men step forward in terms of their career when they have care responsibilities.
No, I mean, I take your point that if someone's making a lot of money at the top of their careers, it's not the raw amount of the wage gap that should be of great concern. But there is a fairness issue that could cause people to be upset, right? That doesn't seem right.
It does not. So, for example, we have two lawyers and they have kids, and so they have a choice. They can both take the flexible job, and both of them can be on call at home, or one of them could take the less flexible job, make, a lot more, let's say $60,000 a year more. Well, that's a lot of money to give up for couple equity. So instead, they give up couple equity. That accounts for a large difference for these sort of high-income, high-education couples. They have given up couple equity, and at the same time, they have thrown gender equality under the bus.
What's so interesting about your point, Professor, is that a lot of blame can be placed on society and culture at large, but maybe the fault, dear Brutus, lies within our couples, within ourselves.
There are several places that we can put blame. So one area is that certain occupations offer what I was calling greedy jobs. It's the greediness of that other job that said, hey, couple, if you give up couple equity, we'll give you $60K more a year. If you give yourself essentially to the firm. The blame also lies in a society which says if someone has to take the on-call at home position, it should be the woman. The flip side of this, by the way, is that it's not just the person who has the greater care responsibilities who is giving up something, but it's the other person who is living a life of the high flyer, but is not going to see his child take her first step.
Harvard's Claudia Golden, who learned this week that she's the sole winner of the 2023 Royal Bank of Sweden's Prize in Economic Sciences in memory of Alfred Nobel. Professor Golden, thank you for your time.
You're welcome. I've had a very good time.
We also discuss how the rise of remote work has the potential to help close the gender wage gap. And then there are the unpredictable effects of increasingly sophisticated artificial intelligence on wage and career gaps. We'll have the extended version of my conversation with Dr. Golden on demand from the marketplace.org homepage. Markets, crude oil up 3.6% now, nearly $86 a barrel. U.S. interest rates down. The 10-year is down at 4.63%. Stocks, S&P futures are down 0.3%. NASDAQ futures down 0.6%. Israel's government has approved $6 billion in war insurance for Israeli airlines. Normal insurance has a cancellation clause 7 days after the outbreak of war. Many airlines around the world have canceled flights to and from Israel, but El Al, Israir, and Arkia are still flying and have added flights in some cases.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by VantageScore. VantageScore's credit scoring models help expand financial inclusion by leveraging predictive analytics at VantageScore.com.
For the first time, the IRS has released an accounting of taxes owed but not paid. The agency calls this the tax gap. And for the latest year available, 2021, the amount totaled nearly $700 billion. That's more than 40% of what the federal government spent that year on everything except required funding, such as Medicare and Social Security. Marketplace's Nova Safo is here with more.
And to put it another way, David, the amount of tax not collected in 2021 would have easily paid interest payments on government debt that year, and you'd still have plenty left over. Previously, the IRS put out projections for the tax gap covering a range of years. Now it's going to do it 1 year at a time. And it's doing this while underscoring the need for more funding so that it can increase compliance. There's been a lot of debate, of course, in Congress about whether the IRS should get more funding. The Inflation Reduction Act provided $80 billion over 10 years. Republicans in the House clawed back $20 billion during debt ceiling negotiations earlier this year. The IRS is now trying to show how increased funding would help the government's fiscal troubles, which is, of course, central to the current dysfunction in the House over the federal budget.
And what's the common route used by Roger the tax dodger?
Well, the largest chunk is $542 billion, and that comes from underreporting income. You can imagine, for example, gig workers who may not be having their incomes directly reported to the IRS by their employers, then choosing to not report that income themselves either. And it's important to note that the IRS says that it can't provide a complete accounting. It can't track some things very well, such as digital currencies, offshore accounts, corporate tax dodging. So the agency believes there's actually even more money out there that is owed and not paid.
All right, corporate tax dodging. Nova, thank you. Our executive producer is Kelly Silvera. Our digital producer is Dylan Metanen. Our engineers are Jessen Dueller and Nick Esposito. It's the Marketplace Morning Report from APM, American Public Media.